But that's the other thing is I talked to Schultz about this, I think, when the Miller Lite ad came out. He's like, look, I get it. Women started brewing first, but can't we just have fun? Can't we just enjoy beer? That's the real problem with the ads. It's not like, I don't think a lot of people are like, fuck women, put them in bikinis. It's just like, I'm just getting lectured here about a fucking poison that I want to drink to forget about my job, you know?
Well, I think one of the main problems people have is they just seem like such humorless pricks.
Yes, exactly.
You're not charming.
No.
You're not charming. And for the people that haven't seen, especially the British people, haven't seen this Miller Lite ad, it was basically snuck in under the radar at the same time as the Dylan Mulvaney thing. Mm-hmm. And I think the lady that's presenting it is maybe an LGBT person too.
Yeah.
And she's walking through a museum and saying, women brewed beer, and how did we reward them? We rewarded them by putting them in bikinis, and it cuts to a 1990s ad of two girls mud wrestling in the middle of the street, and it's like, you buy a Miller Lite and you're into girls mud wrestling or whatever, which is true. People that drink Miller Lite probably are into that sort of stuff. And then the lady's castigating anybody that thinks that's cool, and is like, we're committed to changing and you just think, I think a lot of things. First off, I think, how fucking tone deaf do you need to be about your own audience?
Yeah.
How fucking confident do you need to be in your share price and your sales figures?
Ooh, yeah.
And how little fun are you?
Exactly.
Like, it's so humorless.
I know. Like, why can't progressiveness and inclusiveness be fun, too? Like, what? Also, not to be this guy, but what's so bad about bikinis? Like, aren't all these women on OnlyFans very empowering? You know, I thought that was empowering. Like, hey, we're taking our sexuality back. We make money on it. We do what we want. That's empowering.
I'm allowed to objectify myself, but you're not allowed to objectify me.
I guess, but it's not like we tased a woman and knocked her out and put her in a burlap sack and then said, you're in this bikini commercial or we'll kill you. You know, I'm sure thousands of women auditioned and were like, I got it. I got the Miller Lite ad with the twins.
Well, do you remember Diet Coke?
Yes, the buff guy.
Of all of the women looking out over that.
No guy, one guy complained about that.
I'm looking forward to becoming skinny fat in middle age and being able to point at that and say, that was what caused me to lose my gains. I was objectified. I didn't want to be seen as a sex object.
Yeah.
Not just a piece of meat.
It's so funny how bad I want to be objectified. I would love a woman to objectify me, but I guess it's supply and demand. They get it so much that they're like, I'm annoyed.
I've got no objectification left to give, Mark, I'm afraid. Yeah, there's no more. Yeah, it's so fucking weird, man. I really hope that we're around the corner from something that's going to be different in terms of like cultural memes, because I'm kind of exhausted of it as well.
Well, I think a lot of people are, and I think it's almost like a fever breaking, like these Bud Light and Miller Lite and the Starbucks and the
What
Dove.
was the Starbucks thing?
The Starbucks is it's pretty great. It's an old Indian guy, and he gets a call from his son. So it's, the son pops up on the screen, and he's like, damn. And then in comes his new daughter. So the son transitioned. So the daughter comes in, and he's like, motherfucker. You know, he's all angry, and the mom's like, come on, be nice. And he's like, you know what? You're right. Let's get a coffee. And that's the ad. So he's accepted his trans daughter.
They bond over going to Starbucks.
Yes, exactly. But it's just so forced. And I think it's great that he's accepting his trans daughter. That's great. And I'm all for the love and everything. I want everybody to get along.
This fake Indian man is accepting his fake Indian trans daughter.
Exactly.
To then go and shamelessly shill a multi-billion-dollar enterprise.
Exactly. And my joke was I think he's really mad because his brother did the operation, you know, the Indian doctor. But yeah, I just think it just feels forced. And again, why can't it be a funny ad? Like it's cool with a person transitioning, but like make it fun. Why does it have to be so somber and educational?
Dude, the Miller Lite, the Bud Light thing, they're releasing. I saw this earlier on. Bud Light is set to launch a line of camouflage aluminium bottles that promote the Folds of Honor program, which provides educational scholarships for families of fallen and disabled American military service members and first responders, the New York Post reported. So basically, there is just this permanent flip-flop between the two. Now, the Bud Light thing, the relatively very unpopular opinion for me to say, I feel bad for Bud Light, because that was evidently a small influencer campaign that some advertising exec somewhere that's not in no position, but isn't the fucking owner, right? And isn't the shareholders and isn't all of the people that do most of the things. Some small portion that didn't have sufficient oversight decided that they were just going to chuck this set of cans to Dylan Mulvaney, not realizing how badly it was going to go down. And now 2 huge big dick marketing execs have been fired. This has been halted. And now they're trying to do all of this backtracking stuff. So even within that, and I don't think that Dylan Mulvaney is going to tap into the core demographic of Bud Light drinkers. Even within that, what you see is the desire for people on both sides of the fence to become offended. Like immediately, you want to have this knee-jerk reaction to be able to go, see this fucking woke-washing, these cucked fucking leftist organizers, they took our beer.
Exactly.
Like they took everything. And I don't deny that it's a fucking shitty idea. It's a shitty advertising campaign that doesn't target the right people. And I don't think that Dylan Mulvaney should have been used. But I do also think that does this represent, how long's Bud Light been around? Probably fucking forever, right? Is this really, finally, here's the mask off that shows that they were the America-hating, leftist, cuck, CCP sympathizing bastards that we thought of all along? Well, you say that if somebody says one accidentally slightly untoward racist thing, that doesn't color their entire history. But you're not necessarily prepared to give the same...
That's good. Great.
Of freedom to the other side.
Great call. So you're saying to the people angry about the new trans guy or trans lady being the sponsor, you can't just judge it all on one commercial.
Yeah,
I completely agree. And if you like Bud Light, just keep drinking it.
Bud Light's a good beer.
It's a good beer, and it's very popular for a reason.
What was it? They had Bud Light has reportedly told wholesalers that it will buy back unsold cases of beer that are past their expiration date. 23% down year-on-year sales last week.
Wow.
And they're doing camouflage print in an effort to boost sales. They're doing all sorts of stuff. So fuck, dude, can you imagine being... I don't know who the CEO or the chief MD or whatever of Bud Light, and waking up one morning and going, looking at your phone and being like, "Sir, we're trending." Oh, brilliant. What for?
Yeah.
It's not brilliant, sir.
Right. But what about the whole any press is good press? Is that a myth? Because this is the most press you can get. It's all we're talking about. It's all any comedy club, if someone's drinking a Bud Light, it's boom, right to you, joke.
Yep.
How can this not be good? Does Bud Light know something we don't know? And then every other beer company and Starbucks and all these other Dove are doing it. So is there something we're missing, or is this just a huge fuck up?
I think it's a fuck up.
Okay.
So I have a friend who has spent a lot of time doing e-commerce, and they've split tested bigger girls and they've split tested girls that are fit. And he told me we have all of the data. Bigger girls don't sell clothes.
Yeah.
So when you look at Victoria's Secret, someone that's trying to undo their cis heteronormative, patriarchal, misogynistic presuppositions of what a woman's body shape is supposed to be like, they are paying a price with their top line and their bottom line. And eventually, some shareholder somewhere that owns fucking 15% of the company is going to look at a report and say, "What's going on here? What's this?" And you go, no, sir, it's this, you see, it's this really cool social movement that we're a part of at the moment. It's like, it's real, it's super progressive.
Yeah.
It's very good, for the Gen Z, 15 to 18 sort of left, and he's going to say, get fucked. Put the girls that sell clothes back on the website.
We need money.
So there is some criticism, like Get Woke, Go Broke. I have a friend that's done a shit ton of analysis on this, and the Gillette ad from a few years ago didn't impact long-term, didn't impact their positioning, and a couple of others. I'd love him to run the stats back on these and see what happens longer term. I think really huge brands like a Bud Light or a Nike with Colin Kaepernick, tons of people took offense to that campaign.
Mm-hmm.
You still got a pair of Nikes.
Yeah, I'm wearing them.
I wear them every single day.
Yeah.
First off, when it's a product, if the product's good, you kind of don't care.
I don't care.
And secondly, if it's a big enough brand over a long enough period of time, people forget.
True.
Bud Light, it may take them 5 years, probably won't, but it may take them 5 years to get themselves back. And we realized that we made some mistakes with this thing, and And they'll be back selling beer soon enough. I'm
Of
sure.
course, of course. It's a fun blip in the whole thing, and we get to trash it and make fun of it. But I do appreciate the swing. They took a swing. They seemed like they were the first one to try it, and it was a big swing, and it fucked up. But sometimes you got to try a crazy idea, and sometimes it fucks up. Like Got Milk. Got Milk was huge.
What's Got Milk?
Got Milk was this ad. Milk was just going down in America. Everybody hated milk. It just people turned on it. Got Milk was this one ad where a guy's eating a peanut butter sandwich and it's all close up and he's watching a movie and he's like, and the phone rings and he's like, hello, and it's like, you've won the $1 million prize. Just got to answer this one question. And whatever the question was about dinosaurs. And they show his wall, and it's full of dinosaur posters. He knows everything about dinosaurs. He's got dioramas and all this shit. And he's like, and they're like, we can't understand you. You lost. And then it goes, got milk? Like a glass of milk would have gotten the food down.
Right.
Huge ad campaign. People had T-shirts, got milk. Just billboards say, got milk. Milk skyrocketed and went through the roof, and it changed everything.
Milk stocks had never been higher.
Huge milk stocks. So I think Bud Light was like, it's so crazy it might just work. So I think you take a shot every now and then.
That's kind of fun. Yeah, I don't know, man. Again, with the delivery, let's say that they'd, and this would be an interesting question to ask, the most ardent, like Matt Walsh. I'd love to ask Matt Walsh, hey, Matt, had it have been funny or entertaining?
Yeah.
What would you have thought? Like, would it have been, because we said, is there a joke that's so offensive that it should never be told? If it's funny, no.
I agree.
Right? So if an advert is entertaining and good, should it have not been put out? You go, well, there's probably some limits because it kind of creates role model, talking about kids and positioning and shit like that. But it's 21 plus in this country, pretty much every state, in order to be able to drink. So I don't know. Had it been entertaining, but it was just, yeah. I wanted to find this out. Can you imagine how much you could sell a Dylan Mulvaney can of Bud Light for? Because there was only 6-pack of them that was ever created. If she started,
huge money,
yeah,
crazy. That's like that monkey NFT. That's gonna be billions.
The new Bored Ape,
Bored Ape,
Bored Dylan.
Yeah, but I do think they were tapping into something the right way. I think there's controversy can lead to huge numbers and huge sales.
It's
like
not trans controversy when you're a beer brand.
I guess not. But like Lil Nas X, that guy?
The Blood?
Yeah, he's not gay, I heard. So
he's not gay?
He's not gay. It's just all adding on to his brand.
Let me Google this. Is Lil Nas X gay?
And a lot of people hate him because he's gay. He's a devil guy. He's against conservative values, Christian values.
Lil Nas X came out as gay, being the only artist to do so whilst having a #1 record, but you're saying...
I'm saying that was a branding move.
Very smart.
Marketing.
Very smart. Lil Nas X came out as gay on the last day of Pride Month whilst he was #1. That feels
very calculated.
Lil Nas X says music industry wants LGBTQ plus artists to be gay without being gay.
Aha! This is pretty good. Now, this is just what I heard. I'm not saying
wants
he's
to
not
be
gay.
more gay. Prove it. Lil Nas.
Blow me.
Get yourself in here.
Yeah.
I saw him perform at Austin City Limits.
Oh, wow.
Last year. Like, that's one of those things. You've been to see a ton of bands, and the shows are between 1,000 and 2,000, and it's like a normal band, right? And then you go and see a performance, like a Lil Nas X thing, and the guy's sprinting off stage to do fucking costume changes and shit in between songs, and it's all choreographed, and there's dance numbers, and then he comes out and he's on a harness and he's flying through the air, and there's a helicopter and like all sorts of stuff. And you go, oh, okay, this is different. This is like this is something else. This is no longer a musical rendition. This is a fucking this is performance art. Right.
And I think what's genius about him is Bud Light. You have to go buy Bud Light, and people see you drink it at a bar, and everybody makes fun of you. This you can put in your iPod and your earphones, and you still sell the song, but you don't have to be seen with it.
No public branding.
Yeah.
Did you see when Harry Potter first came out and it was super popular and people hadn't read it, but adults didn't want to be seen in public reading a children's book?
Oh.
They released adult covers of Harry Potter so that it looked less children-y.
Genius.
So I wonder whether people are going to get koozies that they can slot over their Bud Light.
Yeah. It says Corona.
Yeah.
Well, they should do this for kiddie porn. Just put an adult woman on the cover And then there you go. All right, that's my last kiddie porn pedophile joke because it's getting a little weird.
What's happening, people? If you enjoyed that, then press here for the full, unedited episode. And don't forget to subscribe. Peace.